Hello and welcome back to the Brutally Honest podcast. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rebecca.
And today we are joined by a very special guest, Sadie Mortensen. Welcome to Brutally Honest.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, first and foremost, everyone like and subscribe. It's hugely beneficial. And so that's our first call to action for you today.
Yeah, our order of business. Next, I think we need to address the elephant in the room here. You had a podcast episode, our first guest ever on the pod, that came out 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Mm-hmm. And it has since been taken down. I think it was live for not even 24 hours. And so we got a lot of texts, messages, and we're like, where'd the podcast go?
Yes.
So I think we need to start off addressing where the podcast went.
Yeah, the listeners deserve to know. I also had a lot of people reach out to me about that. We decided to take it down just out of respect for other parties that were involved. And, you know, I just wanted to emphasize that it was never my intention to make anybody feel negative feelings about things that I was saying. Truly, my intent was to talk about myself and my experience and my feelings, and it was never meant to be about anyone but me.
Our listeners are probably like, oh no, that totally completely makes sense. But also I would love to highlight, like, you had people reaching out to you like, hey, I have felt similarly, or I just really think your story did resonate and help a lot of people. And so I just wanted to highlight that as part of the episode. And like, it was very brave of you, and on both sides, you know, putting it up, taking it down, either way, you know, we support you no matter what.
I also, like you guys are saying, had a lot of people reach out, and so I did feel a lot of support too. So thank you for all of you who reached out and helped me feel supported as well.
Well, the good news is we feel like there's more to your story.
Yeah.
So today, I think we're going to dive in a little bit deeper on what post-divorce life looks like, and maybe a little bit more about your health journey that you've had the last couple of years, which is crazy. We have new listeners here. I want you to give just a brief synopsis on you. Who's Sadie? Give them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am 30.
Flirty and thriving.
Yes. I work as a dental hygienist. I've been doing that for like 8 years. I'm from Idaho. I'm the oldest of 7.
Wow. Okay. And how many brothers and sisters?
There's 4 brothers, 3 girls.
Do you feel like you give like classic oldest child energy, or are you kind of like, no, I fell more in like the middle or end?
Oh, geez. Absolutely, I give classic oldest child energy, but I would say that kind of in this phase of my life, I'm transitioning to just like wanting to be a little bit more reckless.
I love that.
Wait, what?
No, we are going to dive deeper into that. Because, okay, this segues perfectly into how old were you when you got married?
I was engaged on my 20th birthday.
Okay, and then you got married when you were 20. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we're just going to say you were divorced at what age?
Divorced at 29.
Okay. Wasn't it finalized like a couple weeks before your birthday?
It was finalized like 4 days before my 30th birthday.
Wow.
Okay.
So almost 10 years.
So basically 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just want the listeners, I feel like that gives a good reason for like, oh, I kind of want to be reckless now, because it's like I got married at 20, was married my whole 20s, now I'm 30. And anyone who's been married knows that married life is so different from single life. My first question to you is like, what has been something with your divorce that has been unexpected almost? Like, because obviously you get divorced, you kind of have an expectation of what life post-divorce is going to look like. What is something that has been unexpected about life?
It's been like a year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost.
I didn't really have any expectations. My hope, I guess, was happiness. And I would say that that's definitely something that I've accomplished.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember, you know, you go through the initial phase after getting divorced, because it's really hard. Nobody wants to go through that. Nobody thinks that they're the one that's going to go through it.
Yeah.
So like the first few months are hard for sure. Even though like I felt like it was the right thing, it was still super hard. And I kind of like referred to that stage as me being a zombie, because I was just kind of glazed over all the time, just trying to survive and get through. But ultimately, like, my expectation with going through all of that was for happiness for myself. And after that initial, like, really difficult phase, I just remember waking up one morning and feeling so incredibly happy and feeling like, okay, this is what I did this for. So expectation was happiness. I would say that's definitely something I'm still working on. I think everyone is.
Yeah.
But
like, I feel like grief comes in stages, and sometimes you still get wafts of it. Is it still hard sometimes?
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it gets less and less. At first it was hard every day, and then less so, and now even less so. It mostly is hard when, like, memories are triggered. Like, if I see something that reminds me of something, or go somewhere where there's memories there. So it's mostly at this point, mostly stuff just kind of triggers old memories. And then at that point, it's kind of working through that and processing that and the grief that comes with that. So, like, the holidays have been a little tough.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
Can I ask you, like, when you say working through and processing, what does that mean to you? You know, I feel like people kind of say that a lot, and I'm like, well, like, what do you mean by that, though?
Or, like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think first recognizing that I am feeling feelings of grief, and absolutely, I have to make sure that I am being gracious with myself. I wasn't at the beginning. It's something you have to, like, learn how to do, at least for me. So just being gracious with myself and, like, understanding with myself and knowing that that's totally normal for me to feel these feelings of grief still, even though it's been a year later. And so just being kind with myself. And then as far as, like, working through that, just allowing myself to feel those feelings of grief, and then recognizing that, you know, ultimately that I chose to remove myself from that situation. And so that's okay. And so now I'm at a situation where I can make new memories.
When you talked about this zombie phase that you went through, what was, like, the timeline where you had that moment where it's like, oh, I'm out of the woods, like, I'm not a zombie anymore? What kind of was that timeline?
Well, we were actually talking about this the other day because, I was actually very, like, 9-day difference. Like, just one morning I woke up and it was like, okay, I feel so much joy. So I think it was like a 2 or 3 month phase.
Okay.
The first 3 or 4 weeks were the worst, for sure. Like, every single day I remember just kind of going back and forth if I made the right decision.
Yeah,
Totally.
for sure. I mean, it's a huge life shift
tough.
that you've chosen. So, and change is always hard no matter what. So that totally makes sense. Were you anticipating that, or was that something that surprised you, the zombie phase?
No, that surprised me.
Okay.
I would say. I think, I mean, I expected it to be hard because either way it was going to be hard, but having it be that hard, I didn't expect.
Yeah. Okay. For someone who maybe is in the zombie phase right now, or if you could go back and talk to yourself in this 2 to 3 month period where, you know, you're unsure and having a lot of emotions, what's something you would say to yourself or to someone else who's in that phase?
Get yourself somebody on your team who knows and understands the situation and that is going to be there for you on a daily basis, if possible. To help remind you of why you did what you did. That was huge for me in getting through that.
Do you think in that phase it was really easy to look back with almost rose-colored lenses?
Oh yeah.
And be like, oh, this is really hard right now, and just see the past maybe, and just with rose-colored glasses. I think that's really good advice. So with you getting divorced, obviously you're single now. And I feel like a looming question for all divorced people is, do you want to get married again?
Yeah, that even my ex and I like had this conversation. Like, neither of us wanted to ever get married again or ever get in a relationship again.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's totally normal for someone who's going through that to feel those feelings, because I for sure said that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't want to date. I don't want to get married. So yeah, I think that's totally normal. And that's okay if that's what you choose and decide to do. But now, like, being on the other side of it for a year, I definitely have aspirations of getting into another relationship.
Do you want to get married again?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
See me down. I love that.
When did that change?
So the other thing that I felt that I wasn't expecting to feel was feelings for somebody else. So I guess that changed when I realized that it's possible to have happy feelings about somebody else too.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, okay, I feel like we really need to dive deep into dating post-divorce. Mm-hmm. And we've kind of touched on the surface. Yeah. So my guess is when you're married, you're like, I don't know what's on the other side kind of thing. Grass is always greener, kind of. I guess my question to you is, has dating post-divorce been all that you expected? What have you expected that came true, and what has surprised you?
It's definitely not been what I expected it to be.
What did you expect?
Tell me more.
Yes.
Well, I just expected,
like everyone to flock to you.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like ringing your doorbell every day.
I expected men to flock.
She's like, where are they?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, you're probably thinking of like when you were last dating, it was like 1920.
Yeah,
and that
like,
phase of life,
seriously.
it's like men are everywhere.
It's so true.
Like you go walk to campus and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, so where is everyone?
I was gonna say, I
Like,
work
where?
I work as a dental hygiene with other women. Like, where am I supposed to meet the
like,
men?
I don't have a work crush. I know everyone at my gym. Like we've worked through the rosters. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think the age factor, like just this phase of life for sure has a huge play in that.
Yeah, for sure. No, that totally makes sense. And did that factor more into it? You realized after you got divorced, you're like, oh, this is what it's going to look like a little bit more.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So have you started dating?
Yes. Yeah.
How has the dating
it been?
It's been great.
And what's been the nature, if you're okay to get into it, has it been like boyfriends, more like flings, just like one-off dates? And also, what are you looking for?
It's been, I would say, more so just not boyfriends.
Okay.
Because I've always been a boyfriend girl and always been in a relationship. Got married super young. So my intent right now is to experience a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And go on a lot of dates. And I also just don't feel ready to be in a committed relationship because of that.
Did you date a lot before you were 19?
No.
Or before you were 20? So not really.
No, I've never really dated. Yeah. So this is just like a whole new.
Is it
world.
like fun going on a date?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a date and you're like, because right now I'm kind of like, I got to go on this date.
I would say for sure sometimes it's like, it's a little bit more taxing than I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, that also it's just kind of like you want to look your best, like you want to have fun and like just be your best person. So that's kind of a high pressure situation, which is not always the most fun, but if you can kind of get past that and just enjoy the other person that you're with, then it's super fun.
Oh, for sure. When I feel like so much of it is just, who are you on the date with? Like, is your social battery being drained? Is like, or am I having a good time? And like, date number 2 is going to be coming. We're having a fun time. Okay, how are you meeting these men that you're dating?
I don't even know, honestly. Well, me and Rebecca were talking the other day about how the dating apps were just not around.
For sure. Yeah, 10 years ago.
No, 10 years ago.
Not at all.
So I guess, do you guys want to talk about the dating apps?
Let's go into the apps.
Yes.
Everyone always asks me about the apps. So
Yeah, probably. I feel like the older generation, like,
Yes.
not the older generation, but it's like, well, have you tried the app?
No, and they're so
Tell me about
curious.
it.
Yes,
they're like, so what is on the
what's
app?
the app?
yes, I've heard most people are married on the apps. Tell me about the apps. I don't know if that's true. I hope not.
That is crazy.
That's crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I do need to tell a funny app story.
Yeah.
So Sadie's re-entering the dating scene. Has no idea what apps to even join. She's like, do I get on Tinder? Do I get on Hinge? I don't know. I'm like, you should probably go get on Hinge.
Yeah.
So there's this guy at our gym, shout out Tim, and Tim goes up to her, Tiny Tim. Tim goes after her and Tim's like, hey, you should join Grindr. And she's like, okay. I'm like, Sadie, you cannot join Grindr. Had no idea. I mean, no teenagers can do those on Grindr.
No.
Just,
It's
I
not
don't
going to
think
be
what
what
you're
you expect.
interested in.
Well, and also, if your first dating app experience was Grindr, you'd be like, I'm a fish out of water. This isn't for me.
Like, but it's just so funny because it's like she's just not in the single
No,
scene.
like literally has no
Like,
idea
literally
what
has no idea what
Grindr
Grindr
is.
is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe I have it now. Who knows?
Whoa. Maybe she's pulling an Aspen Ovard on us.
Crazy. She's gonna be in a relationship with a married couple before we know it. Anyways, just
Keep you on your toes. Yeah, definitely. The apps are not what I expected them to be. They are just overwhelming. I guess.
What do you mean by that? You have to dive in.
She's just overwhelmed. She's overcome.
Okay, that sounds. I didn't mean that to sound bad.
No, it makes sense. It's
but it makes
overwhelming.
sense.
When there's like so
Okay.
much stimulus with the swiping and everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So, like, you say it's overwhelming. What's making it overwhelming?
Yeah.
The volume of individuals.
Okay, so you are having, like, okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. Like, how many people have liked you? You usually mainly use Hinge.
Okay, Hinge is your app of
Hinge is your app of
choice.
choice.
Hinge is the only one that I have.
Okay, so you're on Hinge.
Yeah.
And so how many likes do you have right now sitting in your Hinge?
Over 1,000.
So, okay, for those of us, I don't entirely know how Hinge
That's
works
crazy, I think.
with the apps. So, Hinge, is it like a matching situation? Are you swiping, or is this one where like you like pictures,
I
you
think-
send a rose?
Yeah, you have like the option to like go through guys, but then guys can like you, and then you can see which ones they like. So
Okay.
basically, over 1,000 guys have hit like on her.
Hit like
So
on her,
then-
but you haven't matched.
But you
with
haven't
them.
matched with them.
So now
Okay.
I have to go through, or I get to go through.
Yes.
There we go.
And
Yeah, sister.
every single 1,000 and however many of these guys have liked me, I have to look through their profile and either like or not like.
Yeah.
And if I like them, then we can start having a conversation, and then you get to have a conversation, and then from there it's like, okay, do we go on a date? Do you want my number? Like, should we text?
So, as I'm hearing you say it's overwhelming to have 1,000 men, I'm assuming that these 1,000 men may not be the caliber of men. Because if I have 1,000 tens, I am feeling good.
She's like opening the app. She's like, I'm hot.
She's like, I've never been
Like,
better.
she's like, whoa, whoa,
Look
whoa,
at me go.
whoa, whoa.
But I'm imagining the overwhelming may be coming from parsing through.
Yeah. That's another thing that I've been surprised about dating post-divorce is just how the lack of men that I am attracted to.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think that's definitely part of
When
it.
you're swiping through, like, what are you is it basically is like, are they cute or are they not? What kind of things are you looking for?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that's probably the first thing that everybody looks for.
Yeah.
If you're attracted to them.
That question.
I mean, it's the apps.
It's the apps.
I mean, just to be honest, yes, they have to be cute.
have you figured out like what your type is? Like, it's like
Yes, I remember asking you this like 6 months ago, and crickets.
Yeah, crickets.
And I was like, I'm trying to find the man.
Yeah, like, what kind of guy do you like?
Tell us about it.
I don't know if I can fully answer that still.
Okay.
I still have a lot to experience.
Do you care if a guy's taller than you are? Yes or no?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
sure.
I also care about that.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
I could probably do like same height.
Okay.
You could
as
do
me.
same height?
Yes, I am more concerned about the emotional connection this time.
She's like, you heard it here first. All 5'6" kings hit her up.
She has been PR trained, folks.
She is emotional now.
Okay, so
I just want to be happy.
but emotional connection is big
Okay,
too.
so
Like, for
emotional
you,
connection is huge.
That's what's gonna make me happy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one thing, well actually I don't know if I want to tell everyone this.
That's fair. Okay, that's
Wait,
fair.
what do you not want to tell them? Are you okay? You're saying you don't want to tell people something. Why are you hesitant to share this?
Well, because I don't want to give all my cards out and then have a man like come do that and be fake about it.
Oh, is this like a specific action they could do, or is this like a quality, like a trait?
Probably more of a quality. So it's probably okay.
Like, that makes sense though, because like if he says he's, let's say you're a very outdoorsy girl, you're not, but like if she's like, oh my gosh, I just want an outdoorsy man, and the man comes along and is like, let me take you hiking, and then a year in he's like, honey, I hate hiking.
Yeah.
No Tito shade on girls who have done that. Guilty.
It happens all the time.
but maybe on
That's
like a
the name
more
of the
extreme
game.
level.
Yeah.
Like, you want an honest guy.
You say you want an honest guy. All guys pretend that they're honest. No one's like, oh, she wants someone honest. I'm going to pretend that I'm not cheating on her. But
Yeah,
no, I see your point.
That's fair.
I see
Okay,
your
yeah,
point.
you're right.
I'm so curious.
Okay, I'll tell you. Yes. I'll tell everyone.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah, listen up, everyone.
My number one requirement is that a man is present.
Oh, that's good.
That's
like
good,
you
yeah.
mean on without their phone, like emotionally present.
Present, yeah. Present, like, in the moment. Present in their current situation in life. Yeah, not on the phone. Present with me. Not stressing about things that are irrelevant in that moment. So just living life in the present.
Oh, I like that. And I think that's becoming more and more rare now, just with phones.
Yeah.
Also, I think people can really only fake that for so long.
Yeah.
It's
Like, I just
true.
think their true colors always come out, particularly with phone. It's like you're able to clock it, I feel like, within probably 2 months.
Yeah, probably
That's so
2 or
true.
3 months. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
I know
you're
where he
like-
spends. Like, I know, yeah, if he's decompressing on his phone all the time, and
Yeah.
Anyways, one other question I do want to ask you too is, talk to me about the age range. What are you down for? What are you seeing? You're kind of in like the sweet 30 spot.
Yeah, that's another thing I've been surprised about, actually, is the amount of younger guys that are interested.
What's like do you like the younger guys?
Yeah, are you interested in them?
Well, I didn't think that I would be.
Yeah.
But I've actually been impressed by a few that were younger. And I think impressed along the lines of like emotional intelligence. And so, yeah, I've broadened my horizons a little bit there.
So what, like give me like an age. What's like your filter on your
Well, my filter is 26.
Okay.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
But the youngest I would say that I've interacted with.
Wow.
I hope this is younger.
I hope it's like 19. Like he's
No.
barely legal.
Like, but I will say also, when I didn't have the age range on Hinge, I had 18-year-olds.
Whoa,
That's crazy.
Reaching out. Yeah, I can't do
Like,
that.
obviously you're a baddie, but I'm just saying,
I can't
like,
do
I'm like, what do you guys talk about?
No, we don't talk. We don't talk.
Okay, so then let's talk about the other end of the age range. Like, how far are you willing to go up?
40s.
Okay.
okay, I like
Okay,
that.
I like it. Have you dated a 40-year-old, hung out with some 40-year-olds?
Not yet.
Okay, so no interactions with the 40-year-old.
DMs are open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DMs are open for
I would
everyone.
like to try one. Yes.
Okay, by the way you say that makes it sound
She just
like...
wants to get a taste. No, okay. But one thing I do want to ask, Do you want to marry someone who has also been divorced, or do you care?
I don't think I care.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about kids?
I think that for me, it's probably not a deal breaker. I would prefer to be with somebody that is on the same page as me as far as not having kids.
Yeah.
Just so that we can experience that for the first time together. But like if it's the right person and they have kids, like I wouldn't say that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. For sure. But do you want to have kids with?
Yes, I want to have kids.
Okay, so like just on the same page, like they can have kids,
can
but
have
like
kids.
ideally they'd also want to have kids with you.
Yes.
And ideally, they don't have kids. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're ready to be in a relationship right now? I know you mentioned like this year you've had mostly casual dating, which I think totally makes sense. But do you think right now you're open to a relationship or no?
I would say I'm definitely getting closer, I
Okay.
think. Right now, today, no.
Okay.
What do you think that's going to take?
I think for I have this like feeling that I need to experience dating and single life as much as I can before I feel like, okay, I've experienced everything. I can make a 100% no doubt decision about like who I want to be with and feel comfortable about that and have no second thoughts.
Can I say something as your best friend? I feel like you're actually spot on with that. Maybe agree or disagree, but I feel like, yeah, the guys you've dated are like kind of the same guy. And like, I feel like there's like opportunities for you to like kind of like explore beyond that. And I feel like you're going to be so happy when you meet like the person. Like, I feel like you're going to know, which I think will be such a big blessing to you.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you won't have to struggle anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that you're right.
Yeah, I wonder if it's almost like you're going to meet the right person and then it'll be ready. Like you're like, oh no, like it's almost like you date someone who's not right and you're not ready. And then you date someone who clicks and is right. And you're like, you know what? I've seen what I need to see and I know that you're the one that I want. But
I hope that, I hope that happens.
I hope that happens for you too. I hope that happens for all of you.
I hope it happens for me too.
Both of you.
Yeah.
You just know. Okay, but I want to go back to the beginning of this episode when you said you're trying to be more reckless.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
I want to double click into the recklessness. What does that look like? Because I actually think there are a lot of people who get to the age of 30 and are like, I didn't live my 20s out how I should have.
Yeah.
Maybe not should have, but just want now at 30, they're like, wait, I have this thirst for adventure or recklessness.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's all the same.
Walk me through what that means for you and what you want.
Well, I think this all starts actually in my childhood.
Okay.
Because I am the oldest of 7.
Yeah.
So I basically was raising children throughout my whole childhood, which was great. I loved it. Like, I love my siblings. They're my whole world. They mean everything to me. Yeah. But because of that, like, I never really had a childhood like where I was out being reckless, getting in trouble, like kissing lots of boys, you know? I was always like very responsible and like taking care of people and worried about other people's needs because they were babies. I had to.
Yeah.
So it kind of started there. And then, yeah, like I said, I've just kind of always had like a boyfriend, a steady relationship. So I've never just kind of gone out on my own. So for me, I guess now that I'm 30 and living my own life, I think it just looks like doing what I want to do when I want to do it.
Yeah.
And not necessarily reckless as far as like being,
breaking the law.
But like, look, I've got bills to pay. Like,
right. Like not breaking the law. But just letting myself loose a little bit, maybe is the right way to put it.
You know what it sounds like to me? I feel like there's like a social aspect of that too. Like, I feel like in college, it's like if I wasn't going to a party Friday or Saturday night, I am like, oh my gosh, I am like the scum of the earth.
No, I have socially failed.
Yeah, no,
you're
seriously,
like,
I'm a loser.
I'm not supposed to be
like
here.
loser.
I'm supposed to be out there.
And so I feel like that's how all of my college was basically.
Yeah, like Friday and Saturday night, where are you going?
Yeah, like Sunday we're having dessert party, and then we restart on Monday. So
run it back.
Run it back.
In Provo, Utah.
So I do feel like you like yearn for that a little bit. Like didn't experience that for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like not reckless, but I feel like, yeah, like go out and like have fun on like a Saturday night. Go be social. Go meet a lot of people. Am I wrong in that? Do you think?
No, you're right. Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
Yeah. I feel like I also think, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, there's almost an aspect of like, I have done everything that I have been supposed to do up until this point. Like I've followed the path.
Totally.
You know,
Your
I graduated, got married, graduated college, have a steady job, pay my rent, yada, yada, yada. Like I've done what everyone has always expected me to do. And maybe you're realizing you're not as fulfilled by that as you'd like to be almost.
100%.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So does that look like traveling for you? Does that look like
going to the clubs?
Going to the clubs? What's going to fill your cup, do you think?
Yeah, going to the clubs.
I love that. That's what
She's like, I don't need to go to Australia.
I'm not done. Okay. Traveling, moving somewhere crazy. I was thinking about moving to New York just because I've never in my life lived anywhere like that.
Yeah.
So how do I know if I like it if I never try it?
True. Yeah.
I'm going to make some pretty rash changes, I think. Go out on a whim.
Whoa. I'm so excited for these changes because also knowing you, like probably a listener hearing this is like, oh my gosh, she's about to go off the deep end.
That's not the case.
But knowing you're going to be like, okay, I want to move to New York. I need to go get a job there. Yes. And then like you're not dumb.
No.
So just like, you're going to be rash and reckless, but really it's like just having fun and like having some vibrancy in life, it sounds.
It's what I like to call like a type A person having fun.
Yes.
No, I'm serious.
No. Yeah. It's like part of her mind is soothed by the spreadsheets and the plans.
Yes, exactly.
And then she goes,
we'll be home. We'll leave here. We'll be home by this. We'll do this.
Which I think is amazing.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah.
I'm totally the same way. So, like for me, I'm like, if I can be home by 10, I'm happy. But no, you should go to Lake Effect in Salt Lake City. That is where all the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives cast hangs out.
Oh, really?
Oh. Yes, Chase McWhorter frequents Lake Effect.
Oh, wow.
Layla, I listened to a podcast this last week. Layla was saying she went to Lake Effect. I think you should try Lake Effect. Because I feel like maybe if they're there, other hot singles are also there.
Good networking for you.
Yeah, and they're in like the 30, well, they'll some of them are young, but Chase in like the 30 plus
Can anyone
crowd.
just go in?
Probably 21 plus. I don't know how. I mean, I personally have never been. So this recommendation is purely just coming out of left field.
Well, this is a great recommendation.
Yeah, no, but I think you should go. Also, if anyone else is in Salt Lake City and has recommendations of where she should be going.
Yeah, I'm not from here, so I don't really know.
Yeah, that's fun. And especially I feel like with Utah, has it been tough with Utah being like so family sometimes? And probably like both of you can speak to this, but is there an aspect of like 30 in New York, you're young, you're in your prime, like you're going out, it makes sense. But in Utah, they're like, 30, like where do I go? What do I do? Is there an aspect of that here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't really know what I don't know. This is the only place I've experienced being single. But I didn't go to college here either. So I don't really have like a network of people to reach out to go do these things. Yeah. So I would say, I'm probably exposed to more families than not.
Yeah, for sure. No.
Oh, we for sure are.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you probably think about like who lives in your neighborhood, and it's probably like a lot of families.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Not
the families, but just different pace of life.
Yeah. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. Over the last, would you say 2 years? Yeah. You've had a crazy health journey. And so I think we're going to dive into it and understand kind of what's been going on and understand what we don't know about it still. So why don't you kick us off? When did I'm going to call this your health journey, really begin?
It was the week of my 29th birthday. So January of 2024. There was a night where I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep. And I started feeling like I was having a heart attack. And I just remember I got this flush feeling over my whole body. And it was very distinct, very powerful. And then I felt my chest like just becoming super tight and I couldn't breathe. And then my heart started hurting and pounding and like just beating really hard. And then I just kind of felt like my body was fighting off convulsions. Like I just felt like I was going to start seizing. I would have to sit up in order to like feel like I was okay and like my world wasn't spinning. So anyways, I just felt like I was having a heart attack, and I was trying to fight the feeling off for hours until the point where I just felt like something's really wrong here. And so I ended up going to the ER.
So this is the night of your 29th birthday.
It's like a few days before.
Okay, a few days before.
Yeah.
So you go to the ER. What happens at the ER?
So they take me back. I tell them I'm having heart pain, and basically everyone starts like circling around me and just kind of like frantically, they start attaching stuff to me. They start attaching stuff to my chest, my finger. They're taking my blood pressure. They're drawing blood. Like I've got like 5 nurses on top of me, just like trying to get all these tests ran, because like when it's a heart issue, like it's kind of urgent. So they just started like running all these tests on me, and basically they're like, there's nothing, you look fine.
But you were still having all these symptoms. Mm-hmm. But they're like, medically, we can't explain them, basically.
Yeah.
So did they just send you home, or like what happens from there?
So they gave me a medication to like help me sleep, relax and fall asleep. Wow. And then they just sent me home and gave me a referral to a cardiologist.
Did the medication help, or just like you just fell asleep with the symptoms, basically?
I think it helped in the sense that like it forced me to sleep.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Okay, so then what do you do? So you fall. So you end up, do you go home and like fall asleep then?
So I fall asleep. Yeah, I'm like in and out of it at the ER. I fall asleep, and then my ex takes me home, and I sleep at my home.
And then, so then you have a referral to the cardiologist. Mm-hmm. Do you go to what happened? So did you call them?
So then, like over the next, I called the cardiologist, got an appointment with them. Over the next several nights, like same exact thing was happening.
Okay, so it continues.
It continues, and like I just knew that something was so wrong with me. Yeah. I've never had any like health issues before, but something was off for sure. So I go to my cardiologist, and they do like all this testing. They do basically like an MRI to check my heart. I wear a heart monitor. I wore it a couple of times throughout the year, but the initial time I think was 2 weeks. And basically what they find is that I have bradycardia, pericarditis, and a heart block.
What does that mean?
So bradycardia is where your heart rate is lower than what it should be.
Okay.
So there were moments when I was wearing the heart monitor where my heart rate was in the 20s. Wow. A normal heart rate range is like 65 to 80 for just like a resting, relaxed heart rate. Mine would drop down in the 20s and 30s. Pericarditis is where you have inflammation in the sac around the heart. So somehow I had all this inflammation in and around my heart. And then a heart block is basically where your heart just stops beating. So mine specifically is called a Mobitz type 2 heart block, but you have the atrium, which is the top part of your heart, and then the ventricle, which is the lower part. The atrium on my heart was working, but the ventricle would stop working. And there were also moments where like altogether it would just stop beating. So my heart was stopping for anywhere from like 5 to 8 seconds at a time.
Wow.
And it was happening. So like one of the tests that I had done said that it was happening up to 60 times a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're feeling these things?
I would say not every time, but I for sure I could feel like when my heart would stop.
Okay.
And it was terrifying.
Okay, so like, so then what do you do? Like, what do the doctors tell you to do?
Well, so I go back to my cardiologist, like they have all these results. They're basically like, the MRI looks great. There's nothing wrong, like structurally with your heart. This is just an electrical problem. And so they tested me like for Lyme disease. They tested me for all these different autoimmune disorders, and just everything. And they couldn't find anything that would be causing it. And as far as my knowledge, I've never had a heart block. I mean, a lot of times people are born with this, and then it kind of slowly progresses throughout their life. So I don't know if maybe I was born with it, but where I had a sudden onset of symptoms, I thought that maybe it just like suddenly just started happening. So basically, I ended up seeing every single type of specialist out there throughout the span of the year.
Okay, so over the year, you're having these symptoms like all the time. Like they don't stop.
All the time, like almost every single day, every single night.
Okay. Wow.
And with that, like, came, I didn't want to go to bed. I was terrified of like going and laying down in bed. And
wait, why beds? Why the bed specifically? Why sleep specifically?
Because that's when the majority of my symptoms would happen.
Okay.
Because when you're laying down, you can feel your heart beating like a lot easier than if you're standing up and distracted and doing stuff.
Okay.
So it was at nighttime where most of my stuff would happen.
Interesting. And was it getting worse throughout the year? Was it staying the same? Was it like maybe getting better?
I think that, I don't know. I think at the beginning of the year, it was like at its worst for sure.
Got it.
And then I was just kind of troubleshooting all of these lifestyle factors basically to try to help it get better.
Yeah.
And I think it's slightly improved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of the year, just. So, do you ever get any answers? Like, you're seeing all these doctors. What are they saying?
So all of them, every single one of them, like, no one had an answer for me. No one knew what was going on. And that was really hard for me because, like, I'm having these symptoms, but also my body is incapable of doing what I want it to do. So I'm like a very active person. I love working out. I love like doing CrossFit and just like pushing my body to the limits. But because of everything that was going on, I couldn't increase my heart rate. So if you have pericarditis, it's really bad for you to increase your heart rate because basically all that fluid in the sac around your heart makes your heart have to work harder. So if you're pumping your heart and it's already hard for it, then you run the risk of your heart growing and getting an enlarged heart, which causes other problems.
Yeah.
So there was like, I had to stop working out for like 8 months.
Oh my gosh.
And that was like
terrible.
your like identity kind of thing.
What?
That was your identity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never not worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a big
So
outlet.
that was devastating. Like, honestly, like, if there's one way to torture me, it's to take that away from me.
Because I remember at this time you weren't sleeping. At least at the whole time you weren't sleeping. And so then I feel like your progression to not working out was like, well, I'm not gonna like do any like really high intensity. And then it was like, okay, well then now I'm not gonna do any like bodybuilding. And then I remember one day you like went to do a pull-up and like couldn't do one. I think it was just like you hadn't slept in months. And I remember you just started like bawling.
Yeah.
And you're not really a crier.
Yeah.
No.
It's just like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I tried to pull myself up and I couldn't.
Yeah.
Devastating.
She became an average American that day.
she's like an average girl.
But also, I couldn't even walk.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like,
everything would fatigue. I
was
was
so
everything would
exhausted.
fatigue you.
Yeah, you're so tired. This may be an intense question, but did you ever have fear with your heart stopping that it would stop and not restart?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of my biggest constant thoughts was, is this going to be the time that my heart stops and doesn't restart?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I can just imagine like laying down at night and feeling your heart stop and just hoping it restarts almost. Like, is that what happens? I'm just like, can't even imagine. Like, you literally know your heart is no longer beating.
Yeah. So I had to come to terms with the fact that I could die. And that sounds really morbid and dramatic, but genuinely, like, I was in a place where I had the anticipation of dying, and I had to be okay with that.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was kind of like the only way to cope with this scenario was like, I have to accept all outcomes almost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like before this, I wasn't afraid of dying. And I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm not afraid to die. But when you're actually in the situation where you think that you might literally pass away, it's different.
For sure. Well, especially being 29, like that's so many years away. For a lot of people. You're like, oh, I'm not afraid to die in 60 years.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid to die tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just imagine that's like such a shift in perspective that you're not supposed to have really at that age.
Especially as someone who like takes care of themselves. And So what happens next?
So I see every type of doctor that I can think of. I troubleshoot every type of lifestyle change that I can think of just to try to help. Nothing's really changing or working. Not really getting any answers. So at this point, I kind of shifted my focus to, okay, maybe there's something to be said about like the feeling of me fighting off seizures. Because at the same time that I'm having like my heart symptoms, I'm also feeling like I'm going to have a seizure. So then I go, actually, you gave me the recommendation of the neurologist to see in California.
Yeah.
So I go see this crazy neurologist in California.
She's eclectic.
She's crazy. She's amazing. And I go to her, we fly out to see her, and she basically is like, okay, you've been dealing with this for a year. Let's get to the bottom of this. Let's find answers. So she was testing me for MS and epilepsy. And so then I ended up doing like a week worth of testing of blood work, MRIs, EEG. I wore a take-home EEG for 3 days. And she diagnoses me with tonic-clonic epilepsy, which is basically seizures that happen at nighttime, mostly, when you're asleep. But they're not really the type of seizure where you think like grand mal seizure, you're seizing. It's more kind of like, it's just more subtle.
Yeah, okay.
So she diagnoses me with that. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Like, it's an electrical thing. Maybe that's causing my heart issue too.
Yeah.
And I still wasn't fully satisfied because every doctor was still telling me that, no, seizures don't cause a heart block. And all the research I had done, same thing. Okay. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go down this path and see like what happens. So I start taking this hardcore anti-seizure medication called Depakote. And it basically just kind of dulls your brain waves. I did not want to take Depakote because I did not want to be like, I didn't want my personality to be dulled. That's what I was afraid of. Oh. And also, like, you can't get pregnant on Depakote because it's just so harmful to the fetus. So me being like 30 years old, 29, I'm like, is this really it? Like, is this the only option that I have? So, but also desperate. So I take the medication and I end up being on it for 4 months and I gained 25 pounds. But I do think that the Depakote allowed my brain for whatever reason, to just kind of relax. And I was starting to get to the point where I was sleeping normally, as opposed to like 2 to 4 hours a night.
It's a big change.
So your symptoms kind of just slowly dwindle.
They become less frequent.
Okay.
Yes. So then my neurologist referred me to an epilepsy specialist. And her name, Dr. Saskar, she was in California also. She worked with the Mayo Clinic. So I go see her, I have a consult with her, and she just seems like puzzled by my case. So she wants me to go stay at the hospital for a week for her to just be able to study me 24/7. So then I go to the hospital in California by myself, and I stay there for 5 days. I have this EEG, these electrodes on my head, and it's attached to the hospital bed. And I'm basically like, I can't get out of the bed. I'm a high risk seizure fall patient. So that was terrible. Oh my gosh. Anytime I had to go to the bathroom, I had to phone a nurse, and they had to come in, like help me move all my cords, go to the bathroom while they're just standing there watching me. So it was just a week long of like doing that, monitoring my blood glucose, just like running all these tests, watching me sleep. So by the end of that, she comes back and says, Sadie, you don't have epilepsy.
What?
Yes. And I'm like, okay, so what do I have? Like, what is
you're
going
like,
on?
wait, so I don't have epilepsy. JK.
What do you mean I don't have epilepsy?
Yeah, this like medication I've been taking was not necessary.
And
supposedly.
I stopped taking the medication, by the way, during that week.
Yeah.
And so like I have this neurologist saying, you for sure, like this is so straightforward, 100% you have tonic-clonic epilepsy.
Yeah.
And then this Mayo Clinic doctor is like, Sadie, you don't have epilepsy. And I'm like, okay, back to square one.
Did you kind of hope you would have had epilepsy just for an answer to everything? Or was it like a relief that you didn't have epilepsy?
At both.
For sure, yeah.
More so a relief.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, with epilepsy comes the fear of driving, the fear of flashing lights, the fear of like pregnancy. Just, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, for sure.
With anything. But I would say, it was more of a relief that I didn't have it. But also, I'm like, okay, back to square one, I guess.
Yeah.
So after that, I was just so fed up because it had been over a year, probably a year and 4 months at this point, where I had been trying to understand what was going on and what was causing what was happening. Basically, I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I have done everything that I can. God, this is in your hands. I'm just going to live my life. And I'm going to try to just enjoy every day like it's my last day, because it potentially could be. Like, I don't know. It sounds dramatic, but
No, but really.
Yeah.
but yeah, like I had this fear of my heart like not restarting. So yeah, I just kind of shifted my focus to de-stressing my life and being healthy emotionally and mentally. And that's when things started to change.
Interesting. So you start making kind of these like internal shifts. How long did you feel like it took from making those internal shifts to seeing physical improvement?
Not fast.
Interesting.
Yeah. All of this took way more time than I wanted it to.
Yeah.
In the grand scope of things, it was probably, decently fast, I guess. But
Like we're talking months?
yeah, months. I don't really remember it. There's a lot that I think my brain just kind of blocked out too.
So where are you at today with it?
Yeah.
So overall, I would say I feel a lot better. I still have my moments where I feel my heart stopping and I just kind of feel like weird symptoms that I can't really explain. So I actually wore a heart monitor a couple of weeks ago just to see exactly like where everything was at. And I was like so hopeful that you know, if I remove unhealthy relationships from my life, if I just focus on de-stressing, getting rid of like unhealthy things, that I could heal myself, that I could heal my heart block. Like I even went as extreme as doing an anti-inflammatory diet where there's like 10 things that you can eat. And I did that twice. And it was great. So I wanted to see like where it was at. So I wore the heart monitor for a week, and I had my follow-up actually a few days ago. And the heart block is still there.
Okay.
It's happening on average about every day. Not as the PA said that it's not happening as frequently. Okay. And the pauses of my heart stopping are becoming less long. So I think before it was pausing like 6, 7, 8 seconds, and this time it's like 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Okay.
That's progress.
Yeah. So yeah, it is progress. The picture was kind of painted to me that these always progress and get worse throughout your life. So expect to get a pacemaker at some point. And usually like what comes along with a heart block is your heart stops for a certain period of time so that there's a lack of blood and oxygen to your brain so that you pass out. So I haven't passed out from it, thank goodness. But the picture was painted to me that it's not really a matter of if you pass out, it'll be a matter of when. And when you get to that point, then you have to get a pacemaker.
Okay.
So I'm still coming to terms with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are like getting better and stuff. Like the heart block isn't as severe. So is that kind of like contradicting what they expect?
So when I said that, like he said, before I had worn the heart monitor for a month, and this time was only a week. So he said it's hard to really compare the two.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But I'm holding on to that hope.
Yes.
I like that train of thought, actually.
Yes, I think there's something to it.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, I think that there's like so much of the human body that we actually don't know. And so it's like, you know, for them to say something is 100% going to happen, I think you hold on to your hope and just be like, no, we're just going to see how this goes. So.
If anyone can like prove them wrong, like I want it to be me.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on trying to troubleshoot.
Yeah. And I think too, there's like opportunity here to live in the gray a little bit, where it's like, look, I can like do everything in my power to prevent this heart block. And you know what? There is a chance that like it is going to get worse, you know? So it's like, you don't have to, it's hard, but you can keep hope, but then also be realistic, I think.
Yeah, totally. And it honestly, like my perspective on and my outlook on life is different because of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to live every day like it's my last, and just trying to just maximize every day as much as I can. When you have like these experiences where you question your health or your longevity, I think it definitely shifts your perspective. So I am grateful for that.
Yeah.
It's been good for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think even today, like we did a CrossFit class, and at the end, you're like, you know, I'm just so grateful to be working out.
Yes.
I'm like, I just got my butt kicked. I'm like, I can't breathe, but I'm glad you feel that way.
I'm happy to be here.
No, but it is such a perspective shift for the better. I think.
Yeah.
Totally.
So also in the midst of this, you have like a physical injury.
Yeah. So like I started going back to the gym like January of 25. I was so excited and just like exhilarated just to be there every day. So I'm like 3 months back into it, and I tear my Achilles tendon.
So not only are you living with a heart block, you literally tear the worst ligament in your body, tendon, in your body to tear.
Yes.
And so you just feel like you've been beaten down probably.
Yeah. I guess I had more to learn.
But you're back. Are you back?
I'm back. Yeah. I would say not 100%, but I'm feeling a lot better. It's been like almost 8 months now. So.
Okay, rapid questions. What is your top artist on your Spotify Wrapped?
My top artist is Elenium.
Top song?
Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
Whoa! If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel right now?
Minot, North Dakota.
Why?
Yeah, what's there?
My family.
Oh,
Cute. What about you
like
can't choose
non-family
non-family related?
I was like, we get it. You're perfect, okay?
No, I'm serious. I never get to see them.
No, okay.
Okay.
That's cute.
I would probably choose Greece.
Ooh, I like.
That's fun. Wait, okay. One thing you're asking for Christmas.
A telescope.
Wow.
Star girl. I wish I had anything to add to the telescope.
Because that's what mine is like, shoes.
My top album of the year is Fashionably Late by Falling in Reverse. Shout out Ronnie Radke. If you hear this, HMU.
She's obsessed with Ronnie Radke also. Like unhealthy obsession.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I think your story has touched and resonated with so many people I know. It has touched and resonated with me a lot. So I really appreciate you, coming on here, being vulnerable and honest. And, I think the viewers are really going to appreciate that.
We love you.
Yes, you're the
Thanks
best.
for having me. Love you guys. You're the best.
Love you. See you next week.